Hey, what's going on? It's Steph here from stephjking.com, coming to you from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. And welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a time when I used to compare myself to others a lot and then how I actually overcame that. So stick around and I'm going to share with you a bit of a story. So I've recently started a new book on Audible by Gary Vaynerchuk called Crushing It. Now, if you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, search him online. You will definitely come across something of his, particularly a video. He actually has a guy that follows him around on a daily basis, so he can take those snippets and edit them into YouTube. He can do Facebook videos, and he's very big on Twitter. So he has a big online presence. But anyway, he now has his own media company and, like I said, has a massive following and a massive presence on social media. And he is a huge advocate on growing your own business on social media platforms. And he is a hustler and he encourages you to hustle in your own business and your own life as well. And I want to share with you a little bit of a story here because as I've been listening to his book, it's reminded me of where I was a couple of years ago versus where I am today. And I'm very different today to who I was those couple of years ago. And that's because, 2 years ago, I was listening to what people were saying and I was taking it as if I had to go and do that. I had to be a Gary V. I had to be a Tony Robbins. I had to be all the people that I was listening to online. And the thing is, everyone that is telling you a story or giving you information online, including myself, is our own personal opinion. So whenever you are reading a book or you're watching a YouTube video and you are getting advice from someone else, that is specifically that person's personal opinion. And that's absolutely okay. That's the awesome thing about being in, I guess, this day and age where we do have so many avenues and so many opportunities to share with everyone via the internet and via all these social media platforms. And that is, we can share our opinion and the information that we have, but it's always going to be from our point of view. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that's awesome because there are just so many different opinions out there. And that's probably why that you do get some people leaving negative comments on the stuff that you share. And that's just because it's a difference of opinion. And then what I did to change, because I was listening to all these people and trying to do what they were telling me to be, and it just didn't feel right to me. And to be honest, I didn't have the success that I thought I was going to. And that's because I wasn't being true to who Steph, the real me, is, or the person that I want to become. And it's very easy to get caught up in that because social media has allowed us to have access to so many different people online. So if we hear someone say, well, you need to hustle and you need to work so many hours a day, otherwise you're never going to be successful, then that's their opinion. And yes, it's probably a result of the work and the efforts that they've put into that. But that doesn't mean that you need to be that person if that doesn't sink in or connect with who you are. So a couple of years ago, I was recording a lot of videos. I was very active on social media. I was trying to build an online business. And I just one day literally wiped my hands and said, that's it. I'm not doing any of this anymore. And I pretty much went on a hiatus for a year. And it wasn't until I started to really learn about who I was and being okay with who I was and not feeling guilty. I felt a huge amount of guilt that I didn't want to be that person that had to work 12 plus hours a day just to have a successful business. In fact, I actually don't want a traditional business. I don't want to have staff. I don't want to have to employ people into a company. That's not my style. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that because I admire the people that do that because I understand the dedication and the commitment it takes in doing that. It's just learning about who you are and being okay with the fact that you don't need to be that person. For me, I do want a successful business on my own terms. I want to create a level of freedom where I don't have to work for the rest of my life, that I can just pick up my family and we can go traveling for 6 months or even a few years. And that's the type of lifestyle that I want. I don't want to have to feel like I need to be in this masculine energy where it's go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. I still love listening to the likes of like Gary Vaynerchuk and all these other people out there, even though it's not a direct connection with the type of person that I want to be, because I still learn from them. I still love their advice. I find them motivating and inspiring, but I also remember that I then take what I need from them, and then I make sure that what I'm doing is still in alignment with the person that I want to be. And that's my advice to you is if you're trying to do something in life and you're getting all this information flooding into you and it's not connecting with you and you don't know why, or maybe you're trying to be that person and you're not having success and you don't understand the reasons why you're not having success because you're doing everything they tell you to do, most of the time it comes down to the fact that it's not in alignment with who you are. So digging deeper, finding out what your values are in life, what you love, what your ideal life will be, and really digging down into the detail of that. So you may be the type of person that wants that massive company, and that's awesome. If so, go for gold. But then on the flip side, if you're the person that doesn't want that, that wants to do the work today, to set yourself up for that freedom lifestyle in the future so you don't have to dedicate 12 plus hours a day so you can be there for your family, then that's awesome as well. It's just being you and being real and being true to who you are as a person. And I'm just using like business as an example here and using Gary as an example. It's not even to do with anything about his book. It was just this reminder of what I've been through in the past couple of years, like where I was to where I am now, that I feel comfortable that I can listen to a book, that the advice is awesome. He has great advice, but also knowing that it's okay and I don't feel guilty for not living up to, I guess, his standards of how he lives his life. But you can apply this to any area of your life. So for health, maybe you're scrolling through Instagram and you see people that are doing CrossFit, or you've recently been watching the CrossFit Games and you think, oh my gosh, I would love to have that body. That's what I want to do. And then you try to go to CrossFit and you're like trying to motivate yourself and try to driving yourself to go however many times a week, but it's not really in alignment with who you are. Maybe you don't hold that level of fitness and dedication to be able to compete at CrossFit Games as a high priority in your life. So it's understanding what is the most important to you. Because if you look at something and then you go, well, I want to be that person, but then deep down you know that you'd prefer to go for walks on the beach and do yoga, then you trying to be someone else by going gung-ho at a CrossFit box and trying to compete at CrossFit Games, you're probably not going to have that level of success that other people that do find that a highest priority in their life. So I hope that's made sense to you and you've gotten value out of it. Essentially, you really just need to understand who you are. So a lot of self-reflection and just understanding your priorities in life and what you hold valuable. And then it's living to those values. If you want to learn more about stepping into alignment and knowing what's highly important to you and what's valuable in your life, then there's 2 books that I highly recommend. The first one is by Dr. John Demartini, and I can't remember the exact name, but it's something about living your values, something along those lines. I will leave the link to these books down below for you to go check out. And the second one is Earth is Hiring by Peter Kelly. Those are 2 books that I've read recently, which I've really enjoyed, and it's very much stepping into your own power and living the life that you are meant to live based on your own passions and your own priorities and values. And the other book that I was talking about earlier in this conversation is The Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. It is a great book as well. So if you're actually looking more for business information and even just motivation to live a life based around your passions and how you can do that using online platforms, then definitely go get that one as well. I'm getting a lot of great stuff out of that book. But remember, be true to you, read as much as you want, listen to as many people as you want, but take the information that's right for you. Anyway, I will wrap it up there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I will leave a link for you here. Tick that notification bell and I will see you in the next video. Until then, check out these two that I will link for you. Have an awesome day or evening wherever you are in this world. Mwah! Goodbye, and I will see you next time.